Morning. It is a beautiful Wednesday here. My face is digitalizing, which is kind of strange, so let's get rid of that. All right. How is everyone this morning? I want to introduce a good friend of mine, Ellen. She's a PC coach up in Phoenix Market Center, so she's going to be joining us. Some of her agents might pop in throughout the days. We have opened up this script and role play class because we're trying to get as much engagement and experience as we can circling through these gates for you. It's only going to help you grow and give you that much more insight on things you may not have seen. So thank you all that always join in. You know, I'm going to do a special thing for her and just let her see how we do things awesomely. Or we're just going to trip through it like we always do, because that's just what we do. You know, we're real. Awesome class yesterday. We talked a lot about social network and getting the referrals and having the ability to gain referrals and still ask for those business pieces now, even in the time of crisis. It's all about doing the Ford sandwich, right? We're gonna pound that home. FORD, family, occupation, recreations, and dreams. When you can get those topics in a conversation, you can build agreement, you can build the relationship and have that rapport where you can start asking for business. Make the calls about the person you're talking to, not about yourself, and be interested and not interesting. Very simple, right? Anyone have anything interesting that happened yesterday that you want to script through, work on? Some insight too? Silence, dead friggin' silence. I love it. Friggin' love it. Morning, Greg. Thank you for joining us.
Morning.
You got Jason.
Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Well, you know, we can take it from anywhere you want. What do you want to work on today? Who wants to do something? If you don't have a situation to work on from yesterday, let's create one. Alan's got something. I love it.
Thanks, Big Dan. Hey, guys, just want to say thank you so much for having me on. I have been quarantined in my house for 6 weeks now, and it's so lovely to see a different set of faces on my computer screen than the 6 I normally see from my office. So, hey, we're in my PC group, we're running into a lot of objections. I don't want to list my house right now because how's that going to work? I don't want to buy right now because, you know, I don't want to go out. Are you guys running into the same thing? How are you overcoming those things? Can we role play about it? Is that okay? Maybe. Everybody's stunned silence is very reassuring this morning, by the way.
Is it just like your other group?
Pretty much.
I have a lady, she's about my mom's age, and she's in the same thing. She has a larger home. She wants a smaller home in the area, actually close to where I live. And I'm looking, and she wants to sell that, but she wants to wait till after all this is over. So same thing.
Now, why is she saying she wants to wait? Is she concerned about having people in her home? Is she concerned? What's her main concern for waiting?
She just, you know, I don't, it's hard to pinpoint when I'm talking to her. It's like, well, yeah, I do want to do this, and this is where I want. I know exactly what I want, but I want to wait a little bit. Just keep looking for me, and then I'll decide when this is all over. It's you know, when this COVID thing, when everything opens up, it's like people have the mindset they can't do anything now, even though we can do it virtually. And she's like, oh, I don't like computers, and if there's just so many negative things, you know, coming back. I'm like, I'd rather just sit one-on-one. Let's do this, let's do that, but let's just wait. So hopefully wait is just next month, but it's a few weeks from now.
Do you mind if I ask one more question?
Sure.
What's her motivation for selling?
Her husband died last year. She has a big 4-bedroom home plus a den office, so it's actually almost 5-bedroom, and it's just very depressing for her, and it's just overwhelming. She's only using 2 rooms, she said, so she just wants a smaller place.
Absolutely. Okay.
So
So
when
how,
Go
go ahead, Dan. This is your meeting. I'll shut up.
No, it's everyone's. This isn't mine. I'm just responsible for these guys. Now, Teresa, one thing I would ask is, even though she says that she's not technology literate, is it correct term, that
Yeah.
she's struggling through it, does she have a smartphone and a computer?
Yes.
Okay. then you can make it pretty simple. Just send her a link to click on, and the rest will happen for her. But just, you want to ask her the question, what are you hoping changes?
Okay.
And that's, go back to the motivation, because you said that being in the big house reminds her of her husband, her late husband.
Yeah.
Depressing, it's stressing, it's overwhelming.
Mhm.
What would adding extra time to that do?
Okay.
So again,
Yeah, I need to get back to the what, not the why.
exactly. We
Right.
stay away from why. It's victimizing. What creates a thought pattern. When you ask her, what do you hope changes?
Mhm.
And then anchor it back to the motivation. I mean, Tracy does a great job of reminding us that, find the motivation, get back to it, anchor to it. So, Mrs. Seller, what's it going to look like to you if we stay in this house another 3, 4, 5, 6 months?
Okay.
How is that going to feel? And you then tie it to an emotion. And then, what if I could walk you through the process, make this super easy for you? I know that you struggle a little bit with the technology. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Could we set something up this week or next?
Mhm.
Get a yes or no question in there, get some momentum, and then you can go in for an appointment close on it. Just getting her out of that box. A lot of times people hear technology and they throw their hands up and they're like, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be involved. I get confused.
Yeah.
It's on us. The onus is to take away that frustration, take away that resistance, and say, don't worry, I got it. And that's why we need to be the experts and the professionals in this space and saying, listen, I can get you through this process. Don't you worry, I got it covered. All you got to do is say yes. Make it easy for them to say yes. So.
All right,
And
thanks.
if I
Yeah, I'm gonna
may-
talk to her today.
If I may just that real fast,
Mhm.
if she is, I'm assuming she's more retirement age, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let's think about this. So her husband passed. This may be the first major decision she's ever made without her spouse.
Yeah.
She's probably terrified.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to do anything wrong. She doesn't want to screw it up. She doesn't want to lose money. All of those emotions that are tied with fear, and especially the fear of making decisions on your own when you've always had a partner.
Yeah.
So if you can dig deep enough to get that emotional response out of her,
Mhm.
and then say, hey, I understand you're scared. It's a big decision, but I'm here for you. I'm going to be here for you every step of the way. And I am your counselor. I'm not going to let you make a poor decision. I'm going to help you make the best decisions for your situation to get you the most money possible. Isn't it time to move on with your life? And maybe don't say that last part, because that's the high D in me going, it's time to get on with your life. Let's go. So, but still thinking in that she's probably scared and digging down to that level and asking those questions. Well, why is this important to you? Well, why is that important to you? Well, why is this important to you? And getting to that level is going to create a much, much greater bond between you guys. Referrals, all of that fantastic stuff that happens when you bond with a client. But it's going to make her trust you more. And really, it's going to be a better transaction because of that. So.
And to touch back on that one part, Teresa, is when she said, don't say it's move on with your life. Absolutely say that. In this line, you deserve to move on with your life.
Yeah, that's good. It's giving her that.
You can even phrase it as a
feeling of-
question.
Yeah.
Don't you deserve?
Don't you deserve to move on with your life? But yeah, I love it. So
It makes her special, and she deserves this. Yeah, I did help her. She had another obstacle that I did help her through before the COVID obstacle, and that was moving in general. And I told her that I had several different movers that could do everything for her. All she has to do is point and say where she wants everything, and that made her feel a lot better because she was overwhelmed with the thought of even packing and moving.
yeah, Jason, do you mind if I bring out the personal situation we're working on with your mom?
Go ahead.
So this situation came up with Jason's mom. We're selling her house right now. Her husband passed away a few months back and had to sell the house, and there was a big situation. So this is the shining example deal of what could go wrong in a COVID situation, and it's literally been everything. And Jason's mom, bless her poor heart, has gone through the emotional ringer, ups and downs, ins and outs, and full depression mode because of just the BS that's been going down. But the one consistent is both of us have been saying, listen, we got this. Don't worry. I've got it covered. And then having options and having the situations resolved and come with solutions, not just problems. That's way you can say, listen, you know, in your situation, Teresa, hey, the technology is here. I can do this, 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 and this. Don't worry about it. Hey, I don't need to move. You've already got that covered. I got this, this, and this. All you got to do is point and click. Hey, I'm worried about going into the next place. Don't worry. I can help you find this, 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 and this. I've got it covered. So having the solution creates that level of trust, not just having a problem. Anybody can come to you and say, listen, you know, our appraisal came in like, sorry. It's challenging that system and going, hey, I understand this. I've got this, this, and this. So, and you know, to make it real, Jason and I are going through that right now. I mean, it's his mom's deal, so I've been letting him involved, even though he's not licensed. He's been behind the scenes, and I've been like coaching through the program, so he knows what I'm doing and learning from the steps along the action. But it's very much that way. It's hurdle, resolution, hurdle, resolution, hurdle, resolution. But you have to be constantly seeking opportunities to benefit them and move them along the path. Not every deal is going to take, you know, the ox cart pulling it up a hill. Some are just going to be a downhill slide that you just got to hold on to and just wait till finish day and wreck out in the payday. So I love it.
Does your client have a new place to stay? Because my mom, as Dan was just saying, she was going in a very, very deep depression, blinds always shut, and just hadn't done anything for 3 weeks, and then brought her over to my house and showed her, look, Mom, you're going to move in with us. And she started getting very comfortable. So with your client, does she already have a place that she's thinking about moving to? Or have you guys started that part of looking at houses or anything?
Yeah, I'm looking at houses and sending them to her in this area. Like I said, she just, you know, don't want to leave her house because of the COVID. So I'm trying to do everything I can to like encourage her and show her, yeah, we have this house over in this area. She wants to get in the East End, on the East End. So, but yeah, it could be depressing. Yeah. Just trying to encourage her to, you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're all going to get through this. So.
Perfect. All right, next situation. I would love that. I love when you guys contribute. This is great. Real life situations, real examples help you guys get through it. I love it. So, anyone else got something? Kendra, how are your calls going? You got something fun for us? No?
I don't have anything different than that. I kind of have the same line of, you know, people wanting to wait kind of a thing. So yeah, that's the same struggle that I have.
So have you guys checked out our resource page on 1kwsa.com? I have put up all the bold shift scripts. So during the pivot, there's all the shift scripting in there to help you guys through all that. Who's taking a look at it?
I have.
Who's going to take a look at it now that you know it's there?
I will again.
Ellen, you can too if you guys haven't gotten that for your market center. It's number one, kwsa.com under resources tab. Anytime I get something, guys, I'm going to try to put it on that website so it's easier for you to get to. All of this stuff is in our Connect anyways, but we're just trying to make ease of use, just like we do for our clients, trying to do it for you guys.
What is this, Dan, that you're talking about?
On our website, the 1KWSA, I've uploaded all of the shift scripts that we got from Bold. This is we call it pivot scripts, and that's the scripting that happens with, let's get there.
During a shift.
During a shift.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real simple. At the top, you got KW Cares, which is our link to the program we're running, remote access trainings, which is you guys click on every day, the uploaded videos that we've got, and then resources. Under the resources, you'll see your COVID responses, your pivot script customer service, pivot scripts for take me off the market, pivot scripts for wanting to hold off, pivot scripts for they're saying a not now. I also put up, pricing strategies. I put the entire Ignite script book up there, how to hold open houses, Jeremiah's script book. So all the stuff that we're getting for a resource for you, we're putting up there on the website so that you guys have it at your disposal, look through them. A lot of them are the stuff that we're basing our conversations on now is going to give you that much more ammunition. The biggest thing is when somebody says, I want to wait, what do we need to find out?
What makes you say that, Dan?
Well, I'm just not sure what the market's going to do.
Well, you know what? I really don't know what the market's going to do either. But what I can tell you right now is what the market's doing now. And if you're looking to sell your home, the market is still in a seller's market. It is the lowest inventory we've ever had. I track it every single week, and the new listings that are coming on the market are dropping every week, dropping. So that means supply is going down. And the other thing that I track is the closed deals and the contracts that go under contract, and it's level. That means those buyers, the serious buyers, are still out there looking for homes. And with the inventory dropping and the buyers still out there, for example, I took a buyer by a house on Monday. We looked at it. She loved it. I called the listing agent to find out what was going on with it. She had 4 offers on the house already coming in. So there's a lot of buyers out there, low inventory. Now is the time to put your house on the market to take advantage of that deal. It's still happening even during this COVID situation. So what do you think? How's that make you feel?
I'd be worried, like, I don't want people in my house, like this whole COVID thing and people coming in and out of my house. Like, how are we going to work on showings? Like, I don't want people to come in and my family at risk. And
cool. I completely understand, and I understand the concern. I would have those same concerns if I had my house open to the public. One of the things that we are doing, and when we put a house on the market, we do a system called Matterport. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't. What is it?
Matterport is a virtual walkthrough. We can actually take clients and set them up in the computer and have them walk through your house online. And it's not just a set of pictures. They can actually stand in the room and turn and spin and look up, look down, look around, and even zoom in on things. So even before a potential client sets foot in your house, there's a possibility that we can get them to take a look at your house online and determine, yes, this is a house that they really want to take a look at. So if they want to come in, then we provide them all the safety measures: masks, gloves, booties, sanitizer, whatever that you feel comfortable with. There was a listing I just went on the other day where I took a buyer in, and in the showing instructions, the listing agent or the agent that was showing the house was the only one that was allowed to open the doors and touch things in the house. So if they wanted to take a look inside the refrigerator, the agent was going to open the door for them. So, and those are the kinds of things that we can do and put in place to protect you and make you feel a lot more comfortable about having folks in your home. What do you think?
That just sounds really expensive. Like, I don't want to have to pay for all that just to sell my house.
It doesn't cost you any other. There's no additional cost to that. We're absorbing all of this and all the extra costs that are involved in that to get your house on the market.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, what do you think? Are you available later this afternoon? Would you like to sit down, or I can give you a call on a Zoom meeting, and we can actually go through the listing agreement and how I can get your house sold?
No, I'm not available this afternoon.
When would be a good time?
For what?
To meet with me.
I don't know.
What's your availability like tomorrow?
Couldn't tell you until the morning.
You're killing me, Dan.
I shut you down because you asked, do you have time to meet tomorrow? No, I don't.
Thanks, Dan.
So let's go back into the appointment ask is, now, Tracy, does this sound like something you'd want to move on?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Is this something you'd want to get done sooner than later?
Yeah, I'd probably like to get started if you really think that the market's doing what it's doing. So I'd like to get this thing started as soon as we can.
Okay. Well, you know your schedule better than I do. When's a good time for us to get together?
Tomorrow at 2. Very good, Dan. Thank you.
See how it's different?
Yeah.
You can gain agreement that way versus going, hey, Tracy, does tomorrow at 2 work for you? No. No. But when you ask for them to buy in, they give you the time slot, they give you the option, then they're the ones that are going to stay committed to that. And you can say, okay, is this something you wanted to get done sooner than later? Another question is, did you want to do this month or next month? Well, this month. Okay, do you want to do it now, or are we thinking like in 2 weeks from now? Well, now. Okay. You know your schedule better than I do. When's a good time for us to get together? And then they can narrow that down. Or you can even go into, you know what, I'm thinking sometime next week, earlier in the week or later in the week? Later in the week, around, and then
Keep
wait.
narrowing down.
And then they'll say Thursday. Okay, great. Thursday works for me. What time of day works better for you? Later in the day, earlier in the day? Well, I want earlier in the day. Okay, great. You like early morning, early afternoon? Giving options. How about early afternoon? Around?
Perfect.
11. Perfect. 11 works for me. I got something set up. Why don't we make it 11:15? That way you have a little extra time, and you're not waiting on me. We can get everything set up. I'll have everything ready for you. I'll send over a link to our meeting that we can do so you can do it visually. Which email do you want me to send that to? We want to set appointments on the 15s and the 45s. Why is that?
Because it's easier for them to remember.
It sets a point in their brain where they're like, it's a lot more important to them for some reason than a 2 o'clock. 2:15 sounds more important. Or 2:45, 2:15, 2:30. For some reason, the 30s and the zeros don't stick, but when you throw them on, they call it east-west principles. North-south is, 2 o'clock to 2:30. East-west is 2:15, 2:45. It sticks in their brain more. Move them back 15 minutes or move them up 15 minutes, and it just sticks better. And then follow up with, okay, I'm going to send you over the information in an email. Don't ask, do you want me to send the information in an email? Say, I am going to. What email address do you want me to send that to? Well, I don't have an email. Great. Do you want me to text it to this phone number? This is where it's implied, not asking. That's not, hey, what email, can I send you the email information? No, what email do you want me to send this to? Now it just becomes part of the process and it's expected of them.
Next steps.
Yep. This is what's going to happen. People love next steps. People absolutely love to know what's coming next. Mm-hmm. What's next? I don't know. So, I love it. Good stuff.
Hey, my comment, Tracy, you had that was an excellent call until you asked for the appointment.
Into the appointment, yeah.
All the rest of the script, you were awesome. It was great. I loved it.
This is where we're at, guys. You're going to get pieces together. Yes, Ms. Ellen.
One thing I will say, instead of when you said, oh, that's a free service, the Matterport thing, say it's part of our marketing package. That's a lovely little tidbit to be like, yeah, that's part of our marketing package. And then it's like, oh, you have a marketing package. You're swanky. You sound professional. Sorry. Okay, that was my thing. I'm done.
Oh, keep it coming.
I love it. I love having it on. And we've got one name on here. I'm not sure. Sean. I don't know which Sean that is. Is that one of yours or one of mine? Don't know.
Don't have a Sean.
Huh?
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Sean. So.
Good morning. I'm with the Jones team.
Hey, Sean with Jones. Thank you for joining us. Guys, you can, take yourselves off mute. Put your faces on the screen. If you got something, it's best because you see Ellen raising her hand if you're not on speaker view. And that just allows me to say, call on you real quick and we keep things moving along. But this is how we all grow, is bringing out different levels of experience and different, opportunities. Tracy is a very well scripted individual and brings tons of value. We still help each other through it. Like yesterday, he gave me his challenge was to stop saying, is this a good time? Did I call you at a good time? So I caught myself doing it yesterday to an agent. I actually called an agent that I've been working a deal on. And I was like, I called him and I went to say, is it a good time? I was like, you picked up the phone, so it must be a great time to talk. And that was just like, I caught myself, but I did. And it's just challenging that. And he's like, actually I was like, oh, hey, Patrick, you picked up the phone, which means now must be a good time to talk. He's like, you're right, but there is never a good time to talk. I was like, yeah, it's either a bad time or a great time, and this must be a great time. And he stopped what he was doing and listened to me. So
I have a couple questions.
Yes, Ms. Mary.
Okay, so last night I got a message from somebody that I know and said that she's going to be out of debt next February and wanted to buy a house then. And I set up an appointment to talk with her today. I don't really know what her situation is, but I'm kind of like wanting to lead her to buying now because the interest rates and all of that stuff. But I don't know like if she's in a position, but I kind of want to lead her to a lender for that. And then all of a sudden, I guess my reticular activating system is wide alert for new home sales because I just, during this call, have been receiving a text from somebody who's looking at a subdivision, but I think they've already been out there. So I don't really know like how to deal with that. So
still reach out to the division and say, listen, I got a buyer that's looking for this house. They're really interested in this model style. Can it come out? And if you are persistent enough, they'll throw you back on the deal.
okay.
So.
But okay, I think they've already, I don't know. I need to find out where they are in the process. So
on the first situation, I would definitely talk to them more, you know, what was important about getting out of debt?
Yeah.
We got to find the reason. Is it the debt because of the payment, the debt because of the credit, the payment, or the debt because they just want to be debt free before buying a house? Like in my situation, I got out of debt so that my credit would go back up. I went from a 620 to an 820 once I paid off my credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
So mine was, I needed my credit score to back up so I can qualify for a non-conforming loan, and then bought a house and moved on. So you want to find out what's the anchor there, what's important about paying off the debt.
Okay.
And then you can find a motivation you can move forward. If it's just, oh, I wanted to pay off my debt because I feel better about buying a house and having it. Well, what if we can, you know, talk to the lender about rolling that in? Because sometimes I've seen them pay off cars and credit cards and solar leases in the housing deal to pay off the debt. So you roll it all together at the same time.
Okay.
So once you find that motivation, you can talk to your lending partner and actually have that candid, this is the situation. What do we have? What can we do? I need some guidance. So.
Okay.
I had the same situation, and Dan's absolutely right. They approached me. I called them, but they was wanting me to sell their home, and then they was going to rent a home until they could afford to buy another home and get their credit up. And I'm like, you're just going to be wasting your money. Not that I don't want to sell your home, but stay in your home, get your credit up. And by the way, here's a great lending officer, or go to someone else that you trust and start working with someone to help. And I'll be here with you the whole step of the way. So I've anchored myself as I'm here for you. I'm not just going to jump in, sell your house to make a quick buck. I'm going to be here with you during this and look out for your best interest. So in your case, your friend will appreciate that. So
yeah.
Right. If you can show that you're not after a paycheck, you're after the relationship, and tell them, listen, this isn't financially sound for you to do that. You're going to anchor yourself in their life forever. I had a client who bought a house 3 years ago. He is my best friend's wife's little brother. So follow the train there. So there's a familiar connection to. I've known my best friend for 20 years. It's his wife's little brother. And I was at a barbecue. We were talking about real estate, and all of a sudden his wife's like, hey, you know what? My brother's thinking about selling his house. So I called him on the spot, said, hey, Kyle, it's Big D. You know, here you want to sell. Let me come out, look at the house, and give you some ideas. So he's like, great. I was going to call you on Monday. This happened to be Sunday. So I went out there. I did the full listing presentation, just like if he weren't a friend, that he didn't know me. And we got to the end, and we went through the financials. Like, what are you trying to get out of this? What's important about selling your house? And we went through that, and we went through the numbers, and I was like, dude, this doesn't make sense to sell your house. And he's like, well, the agent that I bought it from, I called first, and he was all excited to sell it so we could sell it in a day and all this stuff. I was like, yeah, I could sell it in a day too, but it doesn't make sense. What you're trying to do and what you're going to be able to do are two different things. So I kind of anchored him down and I said, listen, this is not going to work for you financially. I don't advise doing so, because if you want to sell this house and buy another house, it's not going to work. And then we were trying to pay off debts because he's got another kid on the way, but I was able to just pull back and say, listen, dude, I can sell your house and I would love to make the commission on it. As a realtor, as a professional in this industry, this is not a wise decision, because you're going to put yourself in the exact same financial position, if not worse. Bye, Tracy. And he was blown away.
Yeah.
A couple months later, I get a phone call. He says, hey, Dan, my dad says that I can move into his spare house. We're going to sell this one, pay off debt, save up for a couple of years, and then move to Pine Top. How soon can you get my house on the market?
Yeah. I figure it'll either be a conversion to sell or a nurture relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and that just shows that you're in it for them and not the payday.
Yeah.
If you're always after a paycheck, they can smell that on you. It's called commission. Yeah. If you're out for them and that's why you see these mega agents just keep growing and growing and growing. It's like they don't even work hard for the deals. It doesn't even, like, the money just keeps falling into them. It's because they no longer need the money. It's all about the person. So if you can adopt that mindset up front, I'm in it to help solve a situation. I'm here to bring resolution to your troubles.
Yeah.
You need a bigger house, I've got a solution. You need a smaller house, I've got a solution. You need to sell your house, I've got a solution. Not, you want to sell your house, I'm gonna get paid. You want to buy a house, I'm gonna get paid.
Right.
So, and I want you guys to adopt that mindset. And the more you are there to service the needs of your clients and become their economist of choice, the easier the referrals flow, the easier your business gets, and the more longevity you're going to have. In 3 to 5 years of constantly nurturing those relationships, you have a snowball effect where we talked about last week, the one referral giving you 1 lead a year, and then 10 referrals giving you 1 lead a year turns into 30, 40, 50 referrals a year. And you're sitting back and you're too busy, so you have to hire support. It's all from the nurture. So keep up the good work, guys. Thank you for joining in the scripts again. I always appreciate you. I want to answer a question publicly. Jason asked, what are the benefits of a non-conforming loan? A non-conforming loan are loans that are outside the guidelines. Like I'm a commissioned salesperson, and I've been in the business for longer than, the time frame they needed to track my pay, but I write off everything. Meaning on paper, I don't make very much money. So a non-conforming loan is a loan that doesn't require, standards of loan practicing. So what they did is they went off my bank statements, all of my deposits for the last 24 months, and I was able to get a loan that way. And also as a non-conforming loan, or what they call jumbo loans, big, over 400,000, because they don't fit in the FHA guidelines, they don't fit in conventional guidelines, or non-conforming. They're loans that are just a little bit outside the scope of norm to help special cases. And in my case, it's just because I can't prove my income. Well, I can, but I write everything off.
Okay.
So
good to know.
Yeah, good to know if you got business owners or cash industry people, as long as they're depositing money in their bank accounts. As soon as the COVID stuff goes away, non-conforming loans will come back, and you'll be able to help out some of those people. There's a lot of service industry that need non-conforming loans, like bartenders, waitresses, because they're cash. They don't claim their income. And maybe one day if you're you're tax savvy enough, or your accountant's good enough to help you out. So little question after that, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Be awesome.